Welcome to our today's session. Today we are here with Sina Landorff. She is a moderator and performance and positivity coach. She came along with a unique and people-centric mindset. She passes on a positive and inspiring atmosphere on a stage on an inner meeting. She is a coach and trainer. Sheena helps people to deal with complicated business partners, clients, or colleagues by strengthening emotional intelligence for their business success. Tina, great to have you here. How are you today?
Hi, thank you, Sagam. I'm not bad. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you for asking. And I have heard about you recovered from COVID. So how are you?
Yeah, as you mentioned, COVID is still a thing. I went to a big conference last week here in Germany, in Hamburg. It's called the OMR with 70,000 people. And honestly, I am not surprised that I caught it from there. But it was also very nice to be back with real people in the same room. So I think it's worth it. And you also have your first live events coming up, right?
Yes, definitely. My our one to physical event is coming on 3rd June, is of Vienna. So yeah, we are all planning for it.
That's fantastic. How many people are you expecting?
Around we are expecting around 2,000 to 2,500 attendees who
Yeah,
are job
super.
seekers, especially, and
Fantastic.
for the tech industry, and around we have around 25 companies exhibitors. They are going to join. They are looking for different kind of position, whether it is the cloud engineers, software developers, and project managers, and some of them are hiring for sales and other positions too. So
Super,
yeah, after
super.
that, yeah, along with that, so many speakers are going to join also. So we have a
Fantastic.
panel discussion also. Yeah, so something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Just my humble opinion and obviously experience now, I would make a negative test mandatory, but just saying.
Okay. All right. You're most welcome. Okay. So, Sina, before moving forward to our today's session's topic, can you please introduce yourself, your experience, and how you are helping business community people through your training?
Thank you for this opportunity. So, yes, my name is Sina Landorff, and I work in tech since 2007. I started working for a global enterprise in the semiconductor field. And from there, I moved to a German SMB, which is a producer of jewelry. Am I pronouncing that right? It's tough for my German tongue. And back in the days, we launched a software um, for Germany's biggest jewelry chain to sell wedding rings now with a computer solution, with a software solution. So, and it was my job to train the staff in the shops to be excited about using a computer. And it was a really fantastic time. So I do feel like an early adopter when it comes to technology and making the digital transformation in good old Germany. Because back then we increased sales by 40% just by the way we approach communication and the way we are excited about the product. So, and from that I discovered that communication is sort of my thing and I have a passion for it. So I studied it at university. And even it was 2011 then. And communication was still not the most famous topic to study. It's becoming more and more famous now, especially in the tech industry. We all noticed that communication is quite a thing that makes life and work way more enjoyable. And after that, after graduating in 2014, I worked for a research institution, which is one of the biggest ones in Germany. It's called Fraunhofer. And I realized that the smartest people, which I mean, honestly, I have to say, in tech, people are super, super intelligent and I love it. That's what makes work so fun. But the hard skills and the soft skills are not on the same level. So yeah, I discovered that communication is not the easiest. The smarter the people get, sometimes the
Yes.
lesser they focused on soft skills or social skills. So I noticed there's a big gap. Anyway, so and then I also worked in a tech company, in a SaaS company from 2016 till 18, where I was engaged in a software launch and I was doing the employee onboarding and I was the customer success manager for over 70 clients, like major clients like the Disney company. And I had a great time and I just love tech. I just love innovation. And to combine that with my field of communication made me come to the point where I'm at right now. I'm founding my own company and it's a gym for communication because I personally say communication is like a muscle. The more we train, the fitter we become. it's
Definitely. Yes.
it's kind of my motto.
Great, great. So, moving forward to our today's session's topic, and the topic is positive leadership in tech and how to be a great leader according to a Google study. And also, it is like the Oxygen project. So, would you like to tell us about the what is the Oxygen project here?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super happy to share. Sorry for my little um, voice screw ups.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
thank
fine.
you. Mm, so I do. I'm a supplier for Google, and Google had the idea back then in 2008 or a little bit before that, hey, when we are hiring the smartest people, mm, do we still need management? Do we still need leadership? Do we need people that tell other people, other smart people, what to do? So of course it's a data driven company, so they were thinking, okay, let's do a study about it, and it's called the Oxygen study. And in 2008, what they found out is that the major success of a company is through leadership. It ultimately determines the success of a company. And they came up with 10 factors. I mean, back then in 2008, they came up with 8 factors, and then they redone the study in 2016, I think. And now it's 10 major points. What makes a fast growing tech company successful? And this is leadership, and they have 10 attributes to it. And this is also published everywhere. It's a public study. And it's called the Oxygen study.
Okay, great. So now, as well as if as per my understanding, what I'm understanding here, the Oxygen project is basically was to funding the leadership. It doesn't matter like the if you have tech skills, but definitely it's the whole study was based on the leadership, right?
Yes, yes. So I mean, of course, it's part of the 10 aspects that you have to have industry skills. But when it comes to growing a company successfully, then it's up to the leaders if they are able to use the certain kind of facets of people
Mm.
skills um, of the resources the company has, and like lets it join in together in an efficient way. And if you're interested, I can share with you about the 10 elements that make a great leader. according to Google.
Okay. So, as per the study, according to these Google study, the oxygen project that we are talking here. So, what are those 10 elements and that that from their understanding? So, how to be the great leader according to the Google study here?
I'm glad you ask. So
Yes.
let's create a scenario. You are a young leader, right?
Mm.
So
Yes, I am.
yeah. So you have a team, and it's either you were hired for this position as a team lead, or you maybe got promoted into this position. It actually doesn't really matter. What happens first is you have to act like a coach. It's like, do you like cricket? Are you a cricket fan? I mean, I'm sorry, that's so the
Yes,
stereotype.
definitely, definitely. I'm a cricket fan. Yes.
Okay, so it's like you're a cricket coach. So what you do first is you have to understand your team. You have to understand who they are and what are their strengths and accordingly their weaknesses. So what you need to have are those so-called coaching skills, right? This is number one. And after you have an understanding how your team rules and runs, it's your strategy to empower them. And not too long ago, I was interviewing Dr. Weidenstedt. She has a PhD in sociology and teaches at the University of Stockholm. Um, the topic of empowerment for tech companies or for startups, and she's brilliant. I can highly recommend to connect with her and follow up on her study. So the empowerment techniques are now really relevant to get this team going, to create the strategy. It's again like cricket, because you want your team to win. And in every tech companies, you have OKRs, you have different goals, you have, things that need to get done in order to make the money, right?
Yeah.
So you have coaching, you have empowerment, and then how is everybody performing to their best? It's when they feel psychological safe. So this comes with inclusiveness. Everybody needs to feel part of the game. Nobody should feel excluded or in a certain form of a disadvantage. And this topic of inclusiveness is becoming bigger and bigger the more international we grow, because people with different religions or gender or um, other you know what I mean.
Yes.
Inclusiveness is just um, the next big thing tech companies are really looking into. And coming from that, when you have your people feeling safe, psychologically safe, this is when you can look into your productivity. Because if someone doesn't feel safe, they might hold back their true potential. And this leads to a lack of their own productivity. And you, as a coach, are in charge of enabling that, right? So, I also like to call it, this is the roadmap of leadership. So in all these steps, you leading your employees to become the best version of themselves. And to do that, you need, of course, communication skills to uplift, to also motivate, to push, to delegate. Yeah, also to say do's and don'ts. When there's gossiping around, you have to be the one that stops it right in the moment. Especially a lot of tech companies have a thing happening called negativity, negative thinking. If you have a lot of developers, they are problem centric. You, as a leader, you have to be solution centric. So communication is a major thing. And after you have everything running, after everything is kind of going, it's time has passed, and you have to evaluate what's working, what's not working. Also, your employees would like to know, what's the next step, what can I learn, because people in tech, they're so hungry. I mean, I noticed that along every company, that people just want to keep learning. It's the growth mindset, it's the long life learner mindset. And as a leader, we have to provide that career path that people don't feel stuck, because this leads back to negative productivity quotes. Um, so career development is a huge topic. And then comes, of course, to keep motivating when things get a little in the down phase, how to get back out there. This is also, of course, communication, but the motivation, some people also call it procrastination, but I like to keep it positive. So let's focus on motivation. And of
Yes,
course,
definitely. If especially in the, if I like to add here, especially in the, sales people. If you're in sales, then definitely you have
oh
to,
my God,
because
yes.
any month that would be, low, and anyone would be high. So at that time you have to, communicate with your team and keep pushing them. Yes, you can do it in that
Yeah,
way.
the vision, the mission, everything needs to be clear. And it all, it's the bundle out of empowering, coaching, communication, inclusiveness, also how you give feedback. So important. Is the feedback we giving uplifting, or do they feel guilty, and does it suck out the energy? It's so important. And no leader is born with those skills. It takes practice, and every leader is making mistakes, and no leader should be too hard on themselves, because it's a learning game. And also very, very important, networking, that leader enable the every team member to get connected within the company, of course, but also with the industry. I mean, you see it from a sales perspective. Network is everything. But
Hmm.
when we talk about dev teams, networking is not the first thing that comes to their mind often. Not to everyone, no stereotypes here. But it's just, you have to extra encourage and maybe bridge people where you feel like they could have a connection. So it's back again to your people skill, who could be beneficial to get connected and to meet in order to learn and grow from one another. And then last but not least, number 10, decision making. Every leader needs to have a strong decision muscle, because there's nothing more unsexy than having someone in front of you who is indecisive. So
Yes,
it's
correct.
it's coaching skills, it's empowerment, inclusiveness, productivity, communication, career development, motivation, feedback, networking, and decision making. So those are the key elements, to in a nutshell, basically.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing these all components. I hope this will help our viewers who are watching us right now. So, yes, definitely, it's a good study, I would say here, what Google
Yeah.
conducted, and definitely is as you mentioned, like the positive leadership is very, not in tech industry. I mean, it definitely it works in every sectors, right? Because
I
without
agree.
these skill, without these skills, as you mentioned, all other these 10 skills and practices, without any, I don't think like anyone can get success in their position, right?
Yeah, and it's not even only about thinking. It's there's a proven record, that Google did, that this is the key element. And this is why I started my company, because knowing those things is one thing, but we need to practice. And this is why I have created this gym for leadership, that young leaders can come to my gym, and we do role plays, and it's like improv. I give in scenarios, and you have to do the interview situation, when you want to hire someone, when you want to identify who is, a scam, or who is like a hidden potential, who's just humble. And also,
Yeah.
how to do annual reviews and how to motivate and how to do the empowerment. And everybody needs to be empowered differently, and you have to be so sensitive in the moment what people need. And it's basically a practice to boost the emotional intelligence.
Yeah. So you are helping those business professionals through your, communication gym, I can say here. So,
Mhm.
you are helping them to, you're practicing those all leadership skills and like that, right?
Yeah, I call it leadership onboarding.
Leadership onboarding. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay. So, if I say moving forward to our next question here, which is coming in my mind, like what are the challenges, the young leaders are facing in tech, and how they have to overcome in order to be a great leader in tech industry?
Yeah. Thank you, Sargam. Great question. I could name like four, and if you have something from your personal opinion to add, I'm happy to know. So one classic and like a buzzword these days, imposter. The imposter syndrome is this very a classic point in tech, that people are just thinking they're not good enough, even they are. That's a major critical point. And a little bit of empowerment with by Mrs. Positivity always helps. Positive energy is so useful. And to develop a growth mindset for sure, because we often come out of university and think, yeah, we have all the knowledge, but no, life is the only university that gets you to your goals. And of course, I'm a big fan of Brene Brown, the topic of vulnerability. Leaders do have often a vulnerability problem, or it's often sometimes, no, often not embedded in our society also. And this has to do with our ego. So learning to navigate our ego is very important.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. So, moving forward, just the simple short question here I would like to
So
ask
you have
here.
nothing to
So,
add from your opinion,
uh,
from your experience, like as a leader?
nothing much from nothing more much from my side, and
Okay,
yeah,
I see. You're
if you
looking at
would
the
like
time.
to add, yeah, if you
Sorry.
would like to add anything, yes, please.
Yeah, maybe someone in the audience.
Yeah, definitely. We can. Our audience can also join us, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, actually we while ending up the session, we usually cover up the some questions from audience sides too. So from our audience, if anyone have any question regarding the leadership skills and for the tech industry, because definitely we are working for tech professionals, right? So yeah, we are specific, and Sina have also worked in tech industry, and she is giving leadership coaching to young professionals. So definitely it will help. So anyone have any question, you can just drop you in your comment box, and we will cover it up while ending up the session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sina, what are the three tricks you can give to our audience right away in order to be great leader?
um, what I always like to say before anything, breathe.
Great.
Just,
All right.
I mean, uh, take a deep breath into your belly. I mean, you're from India. You know all this breath work and meditation, mindfulness. Um,
Yes.
but just do it. That's what I always say. Before you start, just take a deep breath. It helps. And then know your values. That's super important in business. And if you don't know your values yet, your top 3 values, reach out to me. I have a value assessment that's super efficient and fast and fun. And I can just say personally for myself, since 2017, I have my 3 values is set and I work along my 3 values, base every decision on them, and it's freedom, respect, and fun. If those 3 are not matching, and I think for my business, the overall value, it's integrity. It needs to feel right. My values included, but the roof is integrity. So know your values, super important, and also know the values of your team members, because every person has different values. Every person interprets values differently, and it's very important to know. So breathe, stick to your values, and then share a smile.
And breathe again.
And breathe again. Yes, don't forget about it.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the first point. And after all these three, you have to breathe again, right? After that,
Yes.
you can think about little bit more about anything.
Yeah. I
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. So, moving forward, when you think the future of tech and leadership. So, what do you see about in this field?
So
Like, what is the future of tech and leadership?
yeah, I'm absolutely happy about the positive trend that more and more leaders um are open to the growth mindset, to keep practicing communication, that we have more and more people opening businesses that have to do with mindfulness, that help people to calm down, to cope with the stress. So tech helps us to have a more relaxed life, I would say. But until we there, we have to go through like the production phase. And the production phase um, can be stressful, but we have so much more awareness of of well-being, of mental health, and I do see this trend as something very very positive, because the need is there to do something against it. And this makes me feel very happy, because in the long run, technology will do the major part of our jobs, and we have to find new ways of yeah, of our economy, of business models, of working models. But it will only happen when we beat the level of fear and mistrust, when we overcome all these negative feelings. I think this is when we can build a positive future. So, and this is just my bubble speaking, because people come to me because they want a positive future. So, of course, I'm very biased, but speaking from my humble opinion, I see a very positive trend. And I think there's also research data enough that shows the positive trend into yeah, positivity. And also big influencers like Gary V and Simon Sinek, like those major guys, I would say. Also, as mentioned, Brené Brown or Oprah, amazing people, or Sadhguru and Deepak Chopra. They doing a great job to promote well-being in their own way.
Yes, I follow Gary Vee.
Yeah, me too. He's so fun.
Yeah, good to hear. Yeah, yeah. These all talks about related with he was focused on before that on especially on the tech and digital marketing, and but
Yeah.
after that he's covering many more sessions. And yes, I saw this his session.
Yeah, cool, right?
Yeah. So like one thing I think I can add here, like COVID taught us so many things, and especially in the tech industry, if we are talking here. So, during the COVID, it was, it was in high peak, the demand.
Yeah.
And the tech skills was at that time as a very high peak, and not only in India, everywhere over the globe. So every tech company is hiring at that time. Yes, but where the other sectors, they were facing difficulties to grow in the growing, but definitely the only the tech companies, they grow very potentially very 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 specific way, very good way. So that thing I can say, I can add here, like COVID, whether it is the communication, talk with people. So yeah, I think the 3 to 4 years of gap, COVID filled that. Because in future, what we will face, what we were supposed to see those innovations in our 5 years over that, but those innovations are come is within that time. So yeah, I mean, that thing I think, correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that's a very positive and yeah, final statement. Being grateful for what happened. I mean,
Yes,
appreciation and
definitely.
gratefulness is, I think, the major route for positivity, the major route for um, also innovation and creativity.
Yes, definitely. So, if get Sina, so unfortunately we are running out of time here. So we have to end this session here. But if you
Yes.
would like anything from your side.
Maybe you can tell me quickly what are the next steps of the Tech Jobs Fair? That would be super interesting because I really like to refer your fair to people in tech, mm, because a lot of young um, software developers and yeah, basically all fields in tech reach out to me and ask me to help them with jobs, and I always refer to you. So if there's like a brief overview, what are the next events that would help me to share the information?
Yes, definitely. So I would like to add here, like our most recent event is coming is of Vienna event, and that would be a physical one. So as I mentioned you while starting this session, like the Vienna event, it will be a huge session, huge
Yeah.
event. Why? Because reason is two here. One is that it is supported by Vienna Business Agency and also
Woo!
the startup community. Yeah.
Nice.
So it is supported by government also. So this event going to big, very big. So every, those developers or those tech professionals who are looking for job, they can, come to Vienna and join our event. And our registrations are is still open. So those, if you want to, want to get free ticket of our event, so they can visit techjobsfair.com. On the Vienna page, they can submit their details, their name, their email address, and their location, and they will get the free ticket of the event. And
Is it
after that, yes,
is it also a hybrid event? So if people from other countries are not able to fly to Vienna?
actually, it is location wise, and most of the companies those are hiring in that event. They are specifically looking for those people who are nearby Vienna, right?
I see. Mhm.
So
So it's a local
yes,
event.
but
Okay.
for other countries we have upcoming events too. Like for Canada, we have on 16th June, and India we have 13th June. So yeah, we are also getting good, very good response, and very good amount of very good numbers of tech professionals are registering on our website techjobsfair.com. So for India
Mhm.
event, that would be the virtual one, and it would also be the, I would say here, the biggest virtual jobs fair event. So because right now we have 2,000 registrations for India, and it is still around more than 35 days. It
Amazing.
is on 30th June. So you can see
Amazing.
like, yeah. So we are expecting around 5,000 to 10,000 join in a single job fair. So yeah.
Wow.
After that, the Israel is Denmark, Lisbon, Netherlands, UK, Spain is there. Berlin one, you are from Berlin, so I would like to add here, like Berlin one is also, our physical one, and because we have started our company from Berlin, so Berlin would be a sixth event, sixth. I can say here the like worldwide that would be the 29th edition, and the from Berlin itself it would be the sixth edition in the Berlin. So
Wow.
yeah,
So November, which day in Berlin?
it's on 10th of November.
10.
I'll have to check.
Well,
Okay,
when
10th
you
of November.
when you
It's a
publish,
Thursday. It, yeah, it's on Thursday.
okay, yeah, it's always been a Thursday. Thursday's kind of your day. It's Tech Jobs Fair Day, the Thursday.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you for sharing this with me. Always good to know. And do you have one more question, or did you?
Yes, anything like if you would like to add anything from your side which can help our viewers regarding the leadership and anything if you would like to add from your side. Okay, all stage
Well,
is yours.
I'm absolutely happy when people want to join my leadership, my communication gym. It's um, it's starting June 1st with a new platform. So I'm having a soft launch June 1st, and then the official launch date is July 15th. And yeah, we have reduced prices during the soft launch phase. So this is the chance now.
Yeah, good opportunity. Yes. So thank you so much, Sina, again for joining this session and giving us such a very deep insight into questions related to positive leadership in tech and all talk about leadership and communication skills. So thank you so much. I think again here, and thank you so much, everyone. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us today. And so that is the end of this session here. See you all in our next session. So till then, be happy and keep a smile.
Horido.
Thank you.
Thank you.